I believe that the hard period we've been through was actually quite good for our market, because the client realized that while you can't travel or you have to be careful about social mixing or whatever, the yacht is a kind of a safe haven. They control their crew, they control the health situations within the environment of the yacht. And actually having a yacht and being isolated became very, very popular. So actually during the period we were very busy with a lot of demand, a lot of research, a lot of analysis, and it's been a good period for us. And ever since, now that the world is opening again, thankfully, the market's still as strong as it was before and during that very difficult period.
Well, I think there's a growing emphasis on boats that can be lived upon for maybe a longer period of time and worked upon, but that's something that we saw before the pandemic started, and maybe we're seeing a bit more emphasis on that again, that people want to be able to be really self-sufficient for longer periods of time, live on board, work on board. But I don't think that's a step change. I think that's something that's been growing over the past 10 years anyway.
No, I think it is possible to go green to the maximum of what the technology offers today, but we at least strongly believe that within the next 10 years you won't be able to cruise anymore unless you have some kind of minimum amount of protection relative to pollution created by exhaust gas or exchange of seawater to cool system inside the vessel. So whether it's a second-hand project or it's the brand new project, the necessity to find solution to become green is an absolute necessity.
Yachting is a small cog in a much bigger shipping industry, obviously, and we have to follow the way that the bigger industry goes. And generally speaking, commercial shipping for the last 5-6 years has been pushing for a more environmentally friendly approach, but it takes time. It's a big industry that it takes a lot of time to change, and new legislation takes a long time to come in, first to be approved by all the parties, all the different countries that are involved, then to come into practice, and eventually to actually be applied to a new build vessel takes some time. So, yachting is on the outside, and I think we're starting to see more really drive from shipyards, designers and owners to push ahead of the legislation because it's seen as the way forward.
I think all the shipyards are becoming more and more aware of the necessity to manage at a very high level. And if I look at what's happened in the last 10 years, the vessels become larger and larger, becomes more complex. The requests from the customer are absolutely endless, pushing up the limits of what can be done. And it's a very rich period for us designers and managers and builders. It's becoming a super interesting period, but the necessity to find new energy is definitely what is going to be the revolution in the years to come. It's the future. We won't have any choice. Like I say, in 10 years, I'm not sure you'll be able to cruise in the Med or in Greece or even in the Caribbean unless you fully green. Like we can fly today without proper test and proper vaccine. It will definitely follow that path in terms of sustainability in new yacht construction and design.
This is a passion industry, if you like, both from our side and we always like working with clients that are passionate about yachting and about what they get from it as well. So I think, yeah, it's a client that's available, enthusiastic, and driven to produce a masterpiece.
And I believe there is a little bit of a difference between the second-hand market and the new build. Second-hand market is somebody that is really looking for something immediately available to use with his family, friends, or even on business. New construction, you need to love it. You really need to enjoy the process. You need to be part of the team that is putting that design package, construction technology, shipyard relation together. Though new construction is really the ideal client needs to love as much as cruising on it and building it. So it's very important.